think up here. Don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall, laptop. Okay. Earlier this week, I spilled Coke all over my laptop's keyboard. Everything was fine with the exception of the control key. It's odd. I needed the control key. I'm a big shortcuts user in all my endeavors. Editing, writing, shortcuts are my guy. Without them, I simply cannot function. I cannot. What's odd is that despite this being a big deal, I didn't really care at the time. I just wasn't bothered. I simply opened up eBay and began looking for a new laptop. I could tell my partner was confused. Why was I so unbothered by this? And why was I willing to purchase a whole nother laptop simply because one key wasn't working? I couldn't answer any of those questions at the time. But now that I see the deplorable state of my kitchen, it's all starting to make a little bit more sense now. I'm not saying a simple non-functional key made me so depressed I couldn't do simple chores. I'm simply saying it didn't help. To explain further, I'll have to tell you another story, unfortunately. Okay. Alright, don't fall. Don't make a mess. We're good. We got it. Alright, we'll cut this part out. This is recording, right? Yeah, we'll cut this part out. Don't worry about it. We good. The saddest I've ever been has to have been in May of 2022. I was finishing off my first year in college, and I felt more alone than I'd ever been. I had essentially lost all my friends. My family were thousands of miles across the ocean, and the only person I had to talk to was myself. There's something oddly humorous about realizing you're terrible company. Every teenage boy hates himself, but when he's left by himself, when he has no one else to talk to, that's when he realizes why he hates himself. That's when he stops being a boy. If you hear my smoke alarm going off, fuck you, nigga. Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up. Anyway, during that time, I discovered my favorite way to fight depression was to embrace it. Hope is a joke. This is the way I was meant to be. I was born like this. A couple months after my revelation, my friend showed me a quote from a Brandon Sanderson novel, and the basic idea was, things are bad, but things will get better. And they will get worse before they get better, but they will get better. I cannot emphasize to you how angry this made me at the time. I had grown to resent the idea of things getting better. I had grown to resent hope, optimism, and the uptick of a mood swing. It is easier to stay down than to fall down. I hated that Sanderson quote because I was far more comfortable seething in my own self-hatred than I was in letting myself be happy, only to be thrust back into despair again by life. I didn't want to be told things would get better, because things were bad. And even if they would get better, they would still get bad. So what was the point of it getting better? But to quote, oddly enough, the video game Warframe, happiness, it's not about getting it, it's about letting it. The reason I was so unwilling to let it happen was because I knew it wouldn't stay. I knew I couldn't control it. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Control. As I have as much control over this life as I do over its weather. But as much as I wish I could stick my head in the sand forever, that same lack of control is what pulled me out and forced me to look at the sun. Because at the end of the day, no matter how angry I am, no matter how much I resent and fear it, that uptick, that random flush of joy or relief will come. And even though it won't stay, what matters is that I allow it to come, is that I open my eyes to see it, is that I prepare for it. So this morning, I remapped one of the keys I barely use on the keyboard and made it my new, more awkward control key. I opened the blinds on my window, put the new Post Malone song on loop, and sat down and began writing this essay. Because the truth was, I was kind of depressed. I was numb, and I was pretending that gnawing feeling was normal, that it was okay to not care about anything, that it didn't bother me, that the perpetual state of ugh was just who Tosin Balogun was. But the problem with hope, the problem with optimism, is that it doesn't really ask for permission before it comes in and fucks up your plans to brood. It's annoying, but if life wasn't a series of cycles, it would not be life. And no matter how much I fight it, no matter how bad it gets, no matter how much I wish my existence could be anything other than what it is, life is better than not life. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to support me, then consider subscribing or buying my book. The link is down below. In the meantime, I think it's been long enough. I'll go clean my kitchen now. Goodbye. By the way, I know the video is over. I don't want to intrude, but if you have free time, check out my friend's Twitter. He's an animator. You know what I'm saying? I was going to include this in the video, but I didn't really think that far ahead. I don't know how to put it without it sounding bad. Okay. He's a really good animator. Trust me. Goodbye.